All right, there we go. There we go. We're live now. Let me just set us up before we do my little. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. Hope everything is all right so far. Hope the last few days have been quite good to you. My name is KP, well, Kenton, aka KP. Welcome to Dollars and Cents. This is our Thursday podcast, right? Normally here with some co-hosts with me, Keisha. Good to see you, my girl. Everything's all right with you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dollars and Cents.
All right. Normally we would have Billy Jane. Billy Jane will be on soon. Wade, shout outs to Wade. I don't know if Wade is going to be dropping in, but he's normally here hosting with us as well. And we're doing this from the community and to the community, right? We're trying to make sure that we empower our people, put you onto some people and some information so that you can make some great choices, especially when it comes to your finances. So we have a special guest with us today, Miss Amanda Malone. All
Hi,
right.
everybody. How are you doing? Thank you,
Uh,
Kenton.
yeah, man. This is gonna be a good little talk, right? But before we get into anything, right, I'm gonna share a little bit of your bio, Amanda, and whatever else I didn't, I don't have, you can fill in, right?
Of course.
Uh, Let us see here. Amanda Malone is an internationally educated and cultured investor, mentor, and entrepreneur. After acquiring a master's in psychology at New York University, she spent a year in the United Kingdom before moving back to Toronto, Canada in 2017. Unsatisfied with her job, she initially started participating in the financial markets to learn how to generate for short-term income through trading. After seeing the long-term benefits and potential of cryptocurrency, Amanda has become well versed and invested in cryptocurrency space and is showing others how to do the same. All right, that's the short bio there, short and sweet, right?
That's me.
I like that. You say you're on all social media platforms, or is just or you talk to well?
All social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I believe I even have a Pinterest floating around. LinkedIn, everything,
So,
everywhere.
so
I'm
you're
everywhere.
accessible and oh, well, like okay, you're accessible, so that's good. That's good.
Yes,
So as
yes,
we share
yes.
today, so Amanda, well, once again, welcome. Right, good to have
Thank
you
you
here on
so
Dollars and
much.
Cents.
Thank you, Kenton. Thank you, Keisha, for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this platform to talk to our community. I think it's very, very important that we start sharing some information that could really change their situation. And I hope for those that are listening, number one, I hope you have a pen and paper. A lot of information is going to be shared for you. And number two, I hope you look at those notes that you've made and start applying them. Start making some decisions about your life, because this living on default mode in the time that we're living in right now, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I'm excited to get more deep into that.
All right. Just picking up on something that you said in your bio here, cultured investor. What does
Mhm.
that mean?
Well, cultured, when I travel, I have a travel bug. And when I travel, what I like to do is I like to go and explore and become a local. For example, when I was in New York, I spent 3 years in New York, I became a New Yorker. When I was in London, I spent a year in London, I became a Londoner, right? And what does that mean? That means going to work, that means feeling the hustle and bustle, being a part of the city, being one with the city. And so when I travel, that's why I like to say I like to learn about different cultures, because not only does it expand your world, it also makes you more welcoming to those that are different. And I like to relay that back to some of this information that we're going to hear, is that a lot of people are nervous and apprehensive about this topic, cryptocurrency, investing, trading, because they don't have information, because they haven't been exposed to it, and because they're not comfortable with it. So I really want to provide information so that you can get more comfortable with it, and then it's not so scary and intimidating as it was for me when I first got exposed.
Introduce, before you get into the crypto part, right? Just a little bit of, your background as far as being an investor, a mentor,
of course, I would love to,
and an entrepreneur. I'd love to hear some of those things.
Yes, I would love to. So, like you mentioned earlier, I think it all started when I pursued a degree in psychology. I was always very interested in why people do what they do. I was that girl that went to the mall to just people watch and just really understand why are you that was me. And so my mom told me that was psychology. So I knew that the path that I wanted to walk was psychology. As I was getting my master's at NYU, it was in the year of 2014, 2015, 2016. It was about 2016. I remember because Donald Trump was running for president. And in that time, I'll say the social culture, the political culture was very, very tense. It was very, very tense in that time. And there was a lot of things happening in the news that I'm sure you're in terms of our community, just every day, every single day it was happening. And I was just like, I felt a level of helplessness. I definitely felt a level of helplessness. I felt like, what can one person do? I look like the people that I'm seeing on social media, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, my family, people around me. What's to stop us from being next? But I didn't have an answer at the time. At the time, I was still pursuing my psychology degree. I decided that I wanted to be a jury consultant. I decided that I wanted to put myself in the criminal justice system to at least help in that aspect. After I got my master's, I had family in the UK, so I lived in the UK. I always wanted to go there anyway, so I just went, had fun year. While I was there, I was working at a restaurant. I was working as a bartender in a restaurant, and one of the servers came up to me and he said, "You should invest in Bitcoin." This is the first time I'm ever hearing about Bitcoin. I had not heard about Bitcoin before. I didn't know what it was. He was trying to tell me about it. He was actually like breaking it down, but he was saying things like blockchain and crypto and transaction and Satoshis and
yeah, the usual. Yep.
I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know anything he was talking about. Everything went like this. And at the time, I'm well-traveled, I'm educated, I'm smart, I'm competent, I'm confident in myself. But that topic, because I didn't have knowledge about it, it was a very scary thing for me to even get involved in. And so I didn't. And so a year later, 2017, we had the Bitcoin bubble. Bitcoin hit $20,000. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, if I just followed his lead, he was going to walk me through it. If I just followed his lead, where would I be now? Probably not working in a cubicle, working for minimum wage with a whole master's behind my name. So it was at that point that I was like, we're going to have to figure this out. We're getting in there somewhere. I don't know how. And that's when I started pursuing education. It was at that point that I was like, if it's a matter of learning a skill, I'm going to learn a skill. Because again, I believe myself to be a competent person, right? So I started seeking information and I found some information. I paid about $300 for a week's worth of information on how to start trading. If I wanted more information, it would cost me $10,000. And so it was literally at that point that I thought that I was just priced out. I really thought I was priced out. I thought that this information, that knowledge, being involved in the financial markets, learning those skills, investing skills was not for me. But I didn't realize at the time that there's a lot of people that fell into the same bucket that I fell, where they wanted to pursue education, but it was outside of their reach, whether it be location or whether it be financial, right? A lot of people just don't have access to it. And so luckily enough, I joined a mastermind group November of 2019, and I joined them learning how to trade. Because remember, I just wanted to change my life. I was living in my grandma's house. I was working minimum wage. I was very unhappy. There was days where I would leave work early because I was overstressed, and there would be tears in my eyes. And I was like, something needs to change. And so I wanted to learn the skill of trading. Through that mastermind group is where they exposed me to cryptocurrency. March 2020 is when I still didn't know much about cryptocurrency, but because I was around people that did, when they said buy Bitcoin, I didn't even question it at that point. I just believed in them and their knowledge. And they said buy Bitcoin, and I bought Bitcoin. They said buy Ripple, and I bought Ripple. For those of you who don't know, those are just some 2 coins out there. Forgot about it, continued to live my life. About 3 months later, that $500, I don't know if it was 500 actually, that amount of Bitcoin that I put in was like $1,000. It was $1,000 later. And it was crazy because that money was growing while I was just continuing to do everything that I was already doing anyways. And so once that happened, once I saw that with my own eyes, I was like, there's something here. And a lot of people don't know that, yes, you can get into crypto, you can buy and hold crypto, but there's so many different ways to make money in the cryptocurrency space. You can do this actively, you can do this passively, and you can have money continue to come in as we are continuing to do the things that we're doing. So it's through that whole journey that led me here. Cryptocurrency has allowed me to pick up and move to Montreal. It's changed my mindset and no longer have the employee mindset. I now look at different opportunities and how I can make money. I have a business mindset, and therefore I've emerged as a graphic designer because I have those skills, and why not monetize it? I've emerged as a studio owner because I have one, and why not monetize it? And this is the path that I'm creating for myself, and it all stemmed from cryptocurrency. So I really want people to, number one, just start opening your mind to new information because it really can change your life. And I say that from my own testimony.
All right. Well, we got a full scope of all the different things that you've done and where you're coming from. And I understand now the entrepreneur side of things as well. Okay, so Keisha, is there a question you had there, or?
No, I'm just thinking. Yeah, definitely. It's really good to know the journey, because we all have a journey, right? There's a story behind it, and it's good to know where individuals are coming from, right? Because there's those who are listening who can relate. I'm sure there's many individuals right now, whether you're listening right now or later, that's in a position or in a place where they don't want to be. Right. So definitely, I think it's a wealth of information.
So it broaden our minds now, open us up to this whole, cryptocurrency world and, some of the things that you mentioned there.
Of course.
I spoke to you behind the scenes. I said, listen, I don't know. Right.
Yes. Let's start from the beginning.
I'm glad that we have somebody here who is well versed.
And for those, once again, as you know, as much as it's out there, a little bit more, it is still something that's new. It is still, new treading waters for a lot of people. And of course, when they hear that, the blocks go up. What do you, and I hope that, in you kind of laying things out, once again, this is what it's about, is opening your mind and not really shutting it off. Right. And then at the end of the day, what you take with, what you do with that information is completely up to you. But, speak from that space of course, understanding that there are people, this is just
brand new information. Oh goodness, there Keisha goes. But yeah, she's right. This, for some people, even on this call right now, this might be the first time that they're hearing cryptocurrency. So let me demystify it a little bit. What is cryptocurrency? Where can we ever? Yes, I love it. It is. Thank you, Aisha. Aisha is somebody that I work with personally, so
Okay.
she can speak for herself as well. But what is cryptocurrency? Essentially, cryptocurrency, the godfather of cryptocurrency. Okay, let's start from the beginning. What is currency? Right? Currency is just a form that we use to exchange different things that we want. We always have to remember that it didn't always start with money or the dollars that we think of. We should always go bring it way back. Remember when we were exchanging spices, when we
Right,
were
right.
exchanging wheat, right? At
The
some point,
barter system.
exactly
Yeah.
through the barter system. And then we wanted to, standardize it through
Right.
gold,
Right.
right? And then at some point, there were gold tokens instead of, thank you, Moise, instead of carrying heavy pieces of gold, we had a token, a piece of paper that said this token represents X amount of gold. Okay, this piece of token became the dollars that we now think of when we think of money. About every 100 years, we have a new form of currency. So this is why I want you to detach the word currency to money. Currency is whatever we're using to exchange. Money is just what we're using currently, right?
Okay.
About every 100 years, we have a new form of currency. About 100 years ago, we had the US dollar. So now we have the emergence of cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yes.
So what?
So,
Okay, sorry to
mhm,
interrupt.
yes,
What? Why crypto? Is there a meaning for that word, or is because I also hear of digital, all that's currency as
same
well.
thing,
Okay.
literally same
Okay.
thing, in
All
and
right.
of the same, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Um, Cryptocurrency, the beginning of cryptocurrency started about 12, 13 years ago, and it
Mm-hmm.
started with Bitcoin.
Okay.
So, what it is it's simply a code. It's simply a code. And through that code, let's say we have forms of currency, let's call it Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through that coin was 21 million Bitcoin, actually. At the time, let's say it was a penny.
Mm-hmm.
21 million Bitcoins, each worth a penny. But as what's happening right now is, as within the previous few years, we had the decline of the dollar, right?
Right.
Just the dollar has been declining.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as the dollar's been declining, the natural human response is to withdraw your funds from dollars and put it into assets.
Mm-hmm.
Assets being like gold and silver, things that's what we call hedging your position. When one is lowering, let's go to somewhere where it's growing,
Mm-hmm.
right? As the dollar is decreasing and as Bitcoin became more and more popular, I'm still talking about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, as it became more and more popular, Bitcoin now became a form of how one would hedge against the dollar. As the dollar is going down, people are now investing in Bitcoin. And what Bitcoin is simply, just like you were saying before, digital currency, just
Mm-hmm.
a way to exchange in means that are digital. We're already doing this. We're already doing this through credit. We have our credit card. We're not holding any physical cash. We're already doing this through email transfers. We're not holding any physical cash. This is all transactions done online.
Mm-hmm.
Now, same concept, just change the money into cryptocurrency. And what's really great is that, like I was mentioning before, there's only 21 million Bitcoins. I want to preface by saying there's no physical Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is not a physical thing. You cannot hold it in your hand. It is all online. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. There's not going to be more. There's not going to be less. As opposed to the dollar, 1970, the dollar was detached from the gold standard. Before that, if there was X amount of gold, there's X amount of dollars in circulation. With the detachment of that, doesn't matter how much gold is in here, they can continue to print money, which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened back in March of 2020, when people were out of jobs, but rent still needed to be paid, groceries still needed to be paid, car bills still needed to be paid. What were they doing? They were giving everybody stimulus and benefit, right? And how are they doing that? They were printing money. So if you start printing money, then the value of the dollar goes down, and also inflation goes up. So again, when we think about hedging our position against the dollar, as the dollar goes down, more people are investing into cryptocurrency. Why? Because there's only 21 million. There's not going to be any more, and there's not going to be any less. So if I have some Bitcoin and more people are buying into Bitcoin, the piece that I have is going to increase in value simply because we're talking about supply and demand. If there's less supply, there's going to be more demand. And so for those lucky ones that got in early, we are benefiting from that supply and demand, because when I started when I started talking about crypto in 2020, I was saying that there's 18 million Bitcoins already taken. At this point, it's 19 million. So at this point, there's only about 3 more million Bitcoins to be acquired. And once it's gone, it's gone. And imagine what happens once that happens. If all of the Bitcoin is acquired by myself, by you, Kenton, by you, Keisha, and somebody wants Bitcoin, they're going to have to go to one of us individually. And at that point, we can set the price, right? At that point, it is going to be a very, very strong asset for us to have in our pocket. That's just Bitcoin. Okay, that's simply just Bitcoin. And that's just what it is. It's just another form of currency that we're exchanging online. Let me pause there. Yeah.
So all the other names that we hear, so Bitcoin, and then there are some. I don't
There
want to
are
miss
some
it.
other coins. Yes. Okay. So when we get back to the code of Bitcoin, right? When we get back to the code, within that code is something that we call a blockchain. I don't want to lose anybody, but follow my visuals. Follow my visuals. The code creates a blockchain. So let's think of the world. Let's think of the world, and let's imagine a whole bunch of wires just crossing over this world, and they all intersect, right? Imagine that's the blockchain. Right? So you're on one side of the world, Kenton, so am I, and Keisha's on another side of the world, right? If I wanted to send Bitcoin to you, Kenton, it would pass through all of those different intersections before it actually got to you, okay? Everywhere that those lines cross is what we call a block, okay? In that block is a ledger. That ledger is available in every single block, all around this imaginary world that we've created. Same ledger is in every single block. That ledger is just, how can I say, description of all the transactions that Bitcoin has made. We all have access to it. It's public. Why that's so important is because this is a decentralized platform. There's no one place where that ledger is found. That ledger is found throughout the blockchain, right? As opposed to banks, right? Banks have their one ledger in one spot. So imagine if somebody was trying to alter the ledger in the bank, they would potentially affect my money, your money, Keisha's money. If they try to affect the ledger in the blockchain, because remember, it's public and it's in multiple places, if one place has one error, that error would be fixed by the previous ledger or by another ledger or by somebody else. And that's why it's so difficult to, I don't want to say scan, but it's so difficult to lose your money within this ledger because it's public. Everybody has access to it. It doesn't have my name though. It has, let's say it has my address, right? So when I want to send and receive Bitcoin, just like how we send and receive letters, I need an address, you need an address. If I wanted to send you a letter, I'd have to get your address. If I wanted to send you Bitcoin, I would also have to get your Bitcoin address, right? So it's actually the Bitcoin addresses that would be on this ledger. That's the blockchain. That's why it's so good, because it's decentralized finance as opposed to centralized. If somebody wanted to break into the bank, they have access to all your funds. If somebody wanted to break into crypto, everything's there and stuck. So many people have hands on this same ledger that it's going to be very difficult for anything to happen on that aspect. But when we talk about these different coins now, I'm glad you brought that up, because within that same code is basically like, how can I say this? Bitcoin is the first, but I won't say it's the best. Okay. Through that same code, other developers have used that same code, modified it to create another currency, another coin, right? Now we have the emergence of Ethereum, which is the second largest cryptocurrency in the world. And then we have other coins like VeChain, like Cardano, like Solana, right? All of these different coins have a separate purpose and do something specific. For example, Ethereum. We're on Facebook right now, Ethereum. Facebook has a connected metaverse, what we call Meta. All of the metaverses, every metaverse is run on a blockchain, whether it be the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, whichever blockchain. Facebook specifically is going to be run on the Ethereum blockchain. So if you're somebody that has invested into Ethereum, and when I say invested, I just mean if you're in Canada, you can use the ShakePay app. If you're in the States, you can use your Cash app, and you can purchase Bitcoin and you can purchase different coins. If you have purchased Ethereum, as Facebook turns into Meta, as all of the users of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp that are owned by Facebook get more involved into the Meta, you who is an Ethereum holder, when the Meta is based on the Ethereum blockchain, the more use in that metaverse means the increase of value for Ethereum, right? So that's why I say every coin has its purpose. I've just explained to you Ethereum's purpose. I'll say that Bitcoin's purpose is to set the standard as currency. And then we have other coins like VeChain, for example, which is going to be used in supply chain management. So imagine you get your Louis Vuitton purse. You get your Louis Vuitton purse and it comes with a QR code, and you scan the QR code and you will see where every piece came and where every stop along the way that the Louis Vuitton purse came to be and then came into your possession. So now we're going to reduce counterfeit items. We're going to reduce off store items simply because VeChain is a part of that supply chain management.
My Lord, I felt like I was just sitting in class.
Yeah, I did say come with pen and paper.
All right. So, welcome, Billy Jane. Good to have you. So, okay, I understand a little bit. I understand, right? I get what you're saying in terms of how it works. So,
okay,
you got
good.
the crypto side, the currency part, and all the different aspects of it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, you said?
Ethereum, yep.
Ethereum, and whatever else, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's like for those who understand it and for those who are involved, right? They're utilizing Bitcoin to gain wealth, to increase wealth, right?
Yep.
And I think that's the part
Yeah.
that I'm interested in. A lot of folks are interested. Okay, so
Yes.
unless there is
Right.
something else that I'm missing, you can fill that in because I don't know. But folks are using it to acquire material things,
Wealth.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would love to dive into that. I want to say hello to Billy, Billy Jane. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here. Thank you. How are we building wealth through cryptocurrency? Many different ways. Many different ways. The most used way is the buying and holding method, what we call HODL, HODL, which really stands for hold on for dear life. Because what we know about these markets, the cryptocurrency market, it's a brand new market. Bitcoin just was born maybe 12 years ago. So it's a brand new market, right? So it doesn't have a lot, what we call technical analysis to really back it. What it has is fundamental. So how is the world outside impacting the markets that we see? But like I was explaining earlier, people are hedging Bitcoin against the US dollar. And what that really looks like is as cryptocurrencies grow, they're growing through belief in people. They grow as people start believing in them, right? So sometimes we get new investors, shaky investors that let's say they're very influenced by social media. They're very influenced by other influencers like Tesla. Tesla. They're very influenced by people that a tweet can definitely shift the change in cryptocurrency space. So let's say we have Elon Musk that says, I don't want to use Bitcoin anymore because of the environmental impacts, which he did say last year. People are like, oh, you're not using it? Let me sell. And so when I say hold on for dear life, I mean, we're all going through this roller coaster of up and down, up and down, up and down. We're all, I myself too, being affected by the belief of majority of people. But what I also know is that however we want to look at it, the dollar itself is going down, right?
Mhm.
It just is going down. Inflation is going up. So what I know is that for those of us that have all of their eggs in one basket that are going to work for their income, the income that's not growing, they need to start looking at other assets and places to put their money. I know a lot of people are very interested in the stock market. The thing that I think about the stock market is that their value is based on their utility. What I also know is that times are changing. And so the utility of certain companies is also changing, right? Some people want to get into real estate market. Real estate requires a certain level of capital that many people don't have, especially many people in our communities don't have and don't know how to acquire it. And so to get into the cryptocurrency market, there is no minimum. There literally is no minimum. Bitcoin right now, one whole Bitcoin goes for about $40,000 right now. You don't need to have $40,000 because remember, it's not a physical thing. It's not me saying, here's your one Bitcoin. What you can do is you can buy partials, fractions of a Bitcoin. If you only have $100, $50, $10, you can buy some Bitcoin. You would have bought $10 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. And as Bitcoin continues to grow, your $10 will also grow. I don't recommend $10 because even if you doubled your account, now you have $20. So it's like, okay, you did it. Congratulations, you're involved. Yes. But we're in a time now where we need to move towards wealth aggressively, right? Because the money that's sitting in our accounts, the dollar amount is not changing, but the value is. So we need to really start looking at what we have and what's available for us to start growing what it is that we have. And cryptocurrency is a space that's open to everybody. You don't need to go to no bank. You don't need anybody to approve you. The only thing that you need, depending on some spaces, is a piece of ID. But even there are other places where you don't even need that. All you need is this device that we all have anyways. That's all you need to start getting involved. This and the knowledge that comes with it. Once you have that, you're in the market. Once you have that, you'll see next year. I just learned that Amazon is now going to be accepting Bitcoin as this is something I was talking about hypothetically a year ago, actually. Amazon just added Bitcoin, pay by Bitcoin. Now imagine, here we are all coming out of a pandemic. Here we are all buying off Amazon anyways. Some people don't even like going to stores anymore anyways. So we're still on Amazon. We go to our checkout, we see pay by Bitcoin. Don't you think that's going to increase belief in Bitcoin? Right? Don't you think that a lot of people are now going to be like, oh, Bitcoin's here? Okay, cool. Let me go buy some Bitcoin. Walmart just did $1 billion deal to put Bitcoin machines in their stores. The average Walmart buyer, which I don't know, it's definitely me, probably you guys as well. How many people shop in Walmart? And now they're seeing actual physical Bitcoin machines that they can now purchase Bitcoin. The natural thought is that the belief in Bitcoin is going to grow, right? And so what we want to do, we don't want to wait till that happens. We want to get involved before so that as that happens, we're benefiting by those that are learning afterwards, right?
Is
That's
is
where we
is
are.
is this a situation where the Bitcoin is moving toward, because you made it early, you made a statement before that every 100 years
Mm-hmm.
we get a different form of currency.
Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Is this where we're going in terms of with the cryptocurrency, where we're replacing what we see physically now, our dollars and our coins and all that?
I truly believe so. I truly believe so. I'm not going to say that the dollar is going to be completely wiped out. I'm sure there's going to be some transactions that continue to use the dollar. Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely feel that cryptocurrency within the next 5, 10 years is going to be our major form of currency, simply because even on the international scale, some countries are looking at using different forms of currency because the US dollar is declining. In fact, they're looking at using Chinese yen, to be specific, because the Chinese economy is greater, it has more strength, there's more value than the US dollar. And I'm in Canada, Keisha's in Canada. The Canadian dollar is highly impacted by the US dollar. If one goes down, then we can expect the other to as well. But yeah, I truly highly believe that we will be moving towards a cryptocurrency space. It's super easy. All I have to do is take this phone, use this camera, and scan a QR code, and I have automatically sent you money, or you can send me money, and it's just like that. Now imagine doing that in stores. Imagine doing that online, right? And now we don't have to physically hold any cash. It's all either on our phone or on our ledger or in some safe spaces. So I truly believe that we are moving to a cryptocurrency exchange space. I truly believe it. Mm-hmm.
See, Billie Jane unmuted. I think she has something to say.
Well, yeah, first of all, I wanted to say hi. Thank you. This is so insightful. I have to say that I have been one of those kind of reluctant, to make that transition. So it was very, very insightful, the knowledge that you're sharing with us. And, my question that you actually start to answer, and I'm like, oh, that's great. You can have this digital currency, but can you transact with it? And then when you mentioned the fact that Amazon is now creating, the opportunity to transact with Bitcoin that's going into Walmart and stuff, then that's exactly true of exactly what you had mentioned in terms of belief. Then that adds more legitimacy and credibility to the currency that it, people would be willing to embrace it. I am curious to know about where regulators are going with this, because it's a very hard thing for them to manage.
Yeah.
And, curious to know if you've got any insights about what that looks like within this space, because I know the traditional financial markets are not thrilled about this, right? So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts there.
Yeah, of course.
Just before you say something, Amanda, somebody had sent me something from the White House.
Okay.
And this is it's an executive order on March 9th. And it says President Biden to sign executive order ensuring responsible development of digital assets. So it seems like even the White House is, looking at this now and what they can do to sort of, I don't know, bring some order to it or bring some.
Yes.
Sort of
Let me highlight that point.
Yeah.
If we have the White House talking about cryptocurrency, if we have Walmart talking about cryptocurrency, if we have Amazon talking about cryptocurrency, we have Tesla, we have who else? Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Cash App, all of these companies talking about cryptocurrency, it's about time we get involved in cryptocurrency. Sometimes we don't have to know what's next. Sometimes we could just see the wealth blueprint being written in front of us, and we don't have to ask Joe, Jim, or Bob, what do you think about Bitcoin? Because large players with large amounts of money are moving in that one direction, and the footsteps are there in front of us. It's just for us to follow. Right? So if we see this in front of us, I really want to spark the fire for those to start getting involved. But to answer your question in terms of regulation, right? It's so difficult to regulate cryptocurrency because, like I was saying, it is decentralized. It's owned by the people. And why do banks not like it? Because actually, when you guys in the future try to buy crypto with your debit cards or credit cards, you might get declined. And why is that? Because you're basically telling your bank, hi bank, I'm going to take this $1,000 here. and put it into cryptocurrency to never, ever, ever return again. And that's what they don't want. They want your money. They get interest from your money. So if you're taking your money elsewhere, banks don't like that. And so they try to regulate it. In fact, last year, Ripple was under a trial for the SEC, the Security Economic Commission, something like that. I can't remember.
Securities Exchange Commission.
Exchange Commission.
Securities Exchange Commissions, exactly. They were under very big scrutiny through that. In fact, it dropped. I was in it. It dropped. It was chilling there for a long time. But we're always going to have obstacles. The government is always going to put obstacles in front of cryptocurrency. And you know what cryptocurrency is going to do? It's always going to find a way. It's always going to find a way, exactly like Ripple did. Ripple came out of that lawsuit scratch-free. Now Ripple's ready to grow. Ripple, I think it's at the 80-cent mark. I bought it at 16 cents simply because I had a network of people that knew more than me, right? Simply because I was just plugged into information. Not because I knew at the time, but because people around me did. But like I said, there's always going to be something new. For example, Justin Trudeau, and he made a statement when we had the truckers over in Ottawa that he was going to try. And actually what happened was they were using GoFundMe to fundraise for their event. Trudeau wasn't about it, so he shut down the GoFundMe because why? GoFundMe is centralized, right? Now he's trying to shut down cryptocurrency. How can he do that? It's decentralized. It's not owned by any company. And when I say decentralized, I literally mean worldwide. Cryptocurrency is not tied down to a place. The only way that he could possibly get hands on our cryptocurrency is if we're going through an exchange. An exchange is simply a place like an app or a platform that you can buy and you can sell and exchange different currencies. So if you're using an exchange that uses what we call KYC, know your customer, an exchange that essentially asks for your information before opening up an account. Only if Justin Trudeau has access to that information will he then have access to our cryptocurrency. So that's why it's also really important to find places that do not have KYC, where you can continue to be anonymous and nobody can have access to your funds except yourself, and also ensure that you're being very, very crucial with your security. Because just like there's scammers, there's always going to be scammers. There's always going to be scammers in the past, in the present, and also in the future, right? We want to make sure that we are securely holding our funds. The thing with crypto that's different from the banks is that, number one, there's no fee, but it's also, what's it called? There's no fee, but there's also no insurance, okay? With the banks, there is a fee, but there is insurance. If you lose your money in the bank will try to get you back. If you lose your money in crypto, it's decentralized. Sorry. There's no customer service. There's no person that you can call. Sorry. Be secure. Know what you're doing. Always double check your accounts before. Once you've sent it, it's gone.
Oh, so I guess maybe that and some other things explains the uncertainty and the volatility people often talk about with it.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
There is a lot, like I said, it is very much based on belief. And a lot of people that are seeking cryptocurrency education are looking in Instagram, they're looking at social media, they're looking at people that don't necessarily have the background, let's say. And I don't even want to say that like I'm the best expert. There are people around me that know so much more than me. I'm just a vessel of the information that I know.
Well, my mind it continues to be blown, but but okay. So who was going to?
Sorry, just a quick question. You touched on something that's very vital in the sense of that is what a lot of people are afraid of too. You know, your money just kind of disappearing.
Yeah.
How do you, for someone who has that fear? I mean, you know, what would you say as an expert in this field as to what are things that, as you said, KYC, making sure, what are things that they can do to feel a lot more comfortable to know, okay, my money's there. I don't have to worry too much about my money's just going to disappear into thin air. Like,
of course. So there's different levels of security where you can hold your funds. I did say that you can buy crypto on your phone. I would not suggest holding crypto on your phone. I wouldn't suggest holding it on your phone. And that's simply because, for example, my phone's at Fido. And if I told the person at Fido, like, hey, I'm into ShakePay, I have funds, they're going to go into my phone because they have access to it, because they work at crypto, and probably be like, oh, I see your funds. Okay, I'll just take that. Right? It could be as easy as a SIM swap, right? To take your crypto. So how can you protect yourself? Number one, there's different layers of security. The first one is what we call an exchange, right? An exchange is a place that you buy your crypto and you're able to swap it for, let's say you buy Bitcoin, but you actually want Ethereum. So you can put it in an exchange and exchange it to Ethereum or Solana or Cardano, whatever you want. That's an exchange. After you do your exchanges, an exchange is what you have on your phone. After you do your exchanges, you want to put it into a wallet. Okay. A wallet is something that, think of it like a physical wallet. Like you open your wallet and you have all of these different areas for all of these different bills, $100, $50, $20, whatever. But instead of the bills, we have different slots for different coins, right? So your wallet can hold all of these different coins. And what's good is that, for example, mine is on my desktop.
Right? I was about to ask, like,
yeah.
Okay.
Mine is on my desktop. So unless somebody, number one, has the password to my desktop and also the password to my wallet app, I personally use a wallet called Exodus that I download onto my desktop. Unless they have the password to my computer, password to my Exodus, in addition to my seed phrase, every wallet that you have, you're also going to have a seed phrase. It's a phrase of 21 words, random. Could be like walk, orange, lighter, mascara, keyboard, random words, right? Only when you get access to that do you have someone's crypto, right? So unless they have access to those three things, they're not getting access to my crypto. That is only the second step of the security. The third step is what we call a ledger. Now, a ledger looks like a USB. It's a physical device. It's offline. It's not a computer. It's not a phone. It's a physical device in your hand, what we call a cold wallet. This is something, no problem. This is something that you actually want to put into a safety deposit box. Okay, this is something that you actually want to hide and put somewhere. This, let's say this is your retirement fund. This is something that you don't actually want to touch. This is something that you're not doing too many transactions from. If you are doing a lot of transactions, your exchange in your phone, in and out, in and out. Imagine this is like your wallet in your pocket. Your exchange is your wallet in your pocket. Every time you go to the gas station, grocery store, you're making exchanges. That's what you're doing. You're not putting any more than you need in here. You're only putting what you need. And if you don't need it, you're taking it off.
And people already do that, right? When we think of using their phones for transactions and all that, we're already kind of in that, in that mindset for a lot of individuals, whether you're tapping it, you're,
like
exactly. Exactly. We're already doing it. We're already doing the actions. The only thing that's changed is what we're doing it with. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Can I give wallet? I was going to see if I can pull up the wallet on the computer.
Yeah, Exodus.com.
Okay,
is Kraken a good wallet as well? Kraken?
I've heard of Kraken. I personally don't use it, but I've heard of Kraken. A lot of people that I work with Kraken as well. I believe it is a non-KYC exchange. So you don't have to put in your information. You could just create your account with there. Once you open it, and this goes with anything, once you open it and you get your seed phrase, pen and paper, physically write this down and put it somewhere. You don't want an electronic version of it. If somebody has access, if somebody is able to get access to your phone and you have your seed phrase electronically in your phone, they have your crypto.
So this is you guys can all see this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what you're talking about,
Yes,
Amanda.
Exodus.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it. Love it. So this is Exodus. This is where I hold my crypto on my phone. If you scroll down, I love doing this. Every time somebody gets started with me, I walk them through this website. So it's like I'll walk through the park for me. Let's pause right here. So this is what your screen is going to look like once you download it onto your computer. So the amount that you're seeing in this part, the 17,000, that's going to be the cumulative value of all of your assets being your coins. We also see the circle, right? Every different color of the circle represents a different coin that you have, and its percentage or how much of 100% it takes up, right? If we scroll down, okay, no. So this is a picture. Cool. We can also see our 24-hour change, and we could also see our highest balance. 24-hour change. Every day markets are moving. Every day markets are moving. So we could say the 24-hour change, we increased $1,000. Don't be surprised if you also see a decrease. Remember, we're hodling. Okay. We also see our highest balance, $28,000. So what I like to say for those that, two types of methods. We have the most passive, where you just buy once and hodl, hold on for dear life. Or what you can do is you can buy a coin. Let's say we buy Bitcoin. And then once Bitcoin, and we're all going to hear this, once Bitcoin hits all-time highs, and everybody's preaching all-time highs, the average person or somebody that's not well versed will be like, oh my God, Bitcoin's running, let me buy. We don't buy at the top. We do not buy at the top. We buy at the bottom and sell at the top. So if you're somebody that bought Bitcoin previously and now there's talk about all-time high, you are in profit. You are currently in profit, and you should take some of those profits. You should take some of those profits, put it into what we call a stable coin. Stablecoin is not going to change in value. For example, let's make this more real. You put $100 into Bitcoin today. Put $100 into Bitcoin today. Next week, Bitcoin hits an all-time high. Your value is now at $200. What you're going to do is take your profits of 100, keep your original principal, let it grow, take your profits of 100 and put it into a stable coin. A stable coin is a coin that does not move. It's equal to the value of $1. So the same 100 that you skimmed off the top of Bitcoin, you're going to put into your stable coin, and forever long, it's going to remain $100. Whatever Bitcoin does after that, up or down, your initial $100 is going to go for that ride, but your profits, you would have secured your profits. What do we do with this now, with this stable coin? When Bitcoin comes down, that's when we're going to reinvest our profits, right? We buy low and we sell high. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. So many different stable coins out there, so many different crypto coins out there, but the strategy remains the same.
All right. We're coming up on our 2:00 mark.
Oh, wow. That was very quick. Goodness. Yeah. I hope you guys got a lot of value. I hope I was able to share some information. I really want everybody to really take this information and really dive deep into it. Now is the time to start getting educated. There's no better time than today, because tomorrow, let's just say, yesterday's price is not today's price. Okay. Every single day, times are changing, and just imagine where you could be in 1 year from now. That's a decision that I made.
Just in terms of some of the practical things that individuals can do. I mean, of course, they can, connect with a person like you or somebody in the network, or,
Yeah, let's
YouTube.
take some actionable items.
What about, yes, in terms of some of those actionable things, practical things.
Yes.
Just like how you go to the bank and open an account. I mean, do you encourage individuals just to, what is this particular app or something that they can just open up just to say, okay, I have it.
Yes.
And I'm at step 1 or whatever the case.
Perfect. Yeah, let's get to step 1. But if you're not at step 1, for those of us that are in Canada, I recommend an app. It's called ShakePay. ShakePay. It looks like a little wolf, ShakePay. What I like about that app is that if you're referred or if you refer somebody else through your referral link, if you shake your app every single day, it'll give you free coins. In fact, I don't think I shook today. In fact, so this is what the ShakePay app looks like. I don't know, it's not very clear. This is what the ShakePay app looks like. And if I shake it, it says, oh, it's right here. Shake streak, 1 day, I earned 100 Satoshis. With the app ShakePay, you have the ability to earn Bitcoin every single day. That's for my Canadian viewers. For my US viewers, you likely already have Cash App. Cash App now has a feature that you can buy Bitcoin through that app. So that's how I would suggest you start buying your Bitcoin, is either through the Cash App that you likely already have, or through Coinbase. All of these are apps on your phone. Just create an account, set up your account. It's pretty easy, and just start investing. Start from there. If you have any questions after that, what to do after that, or if you want to dive deeper, by all means, my tag is right there. That's me on Instagram, on Facebook. That's me everywhere. I recommend you ask questions, seek help. I definitely recommend you pursue that education for sure. Yes, ShakePay. Yes, Nav.
Got some followers there that they're onto what
Grateful
you're
for
saying.
them. Future millionaires. Remember their name.
All right. Well, I consider
Awesome.
myself a little bit more educated, and I don't feel as uncomfortable as I did before. Right?
Yes.
So
Just a
go
quick
ahead.
thing, and I guess just a quick little bit of insight. They have this other thing that they have out. It's a picture or something. I can't remember the name.
Oh,
Can you just-
NFTs. Yes.
NFT. Yeah, if you could just give a quick blurb.
Of course. Okay, so here we are in the NFT. I'm gonna set the picture for NFTs. Here we are in the metaverse. Let's say I'm in my metaverse house. This is my metaverse house. If I wanted to put art on the wall, let's say on this wall right here, in my house, this piece of art would be an NFT. This piece of art would be an NFT. This desk that I'm at would be an NFT. In the metaverse, everything is an NFT. Okay. NFTs are also assets. NFTs are going to grow. And it also, especially if you're dealing with art NFTs, or even we have musicians that are now creating their albums as NFTs. People have to buy it as an NFT to listen to their music. So very quickly, NFTs are simply digital collectible items. Digital meaning they're in the digital space. Collectible, similar to like baseball cards, basketball cards, jerseys, whatever, collectibles items. NFTs are simply digital collectible items. We could go way deeper in there, but for now, I think that's a good picture. By all means, reach out to me. Yeah. Reach out to me and let's continue that conversation. But the world of cryptocurrency is so vast. Even I'm still learning. Even I, with the access and the people that I have, even I'm still learning. There's days that even my mind is blown, and it's like, wow, how can I make money in there? Literally, that's the question I ask myself.
Awesome.
I think that's exactly what, regardless of all the different things that you got to know, how can I make money?
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. Good note to end on. How can I make money? Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. We do appreciate your time, of course, to, come in this space and break down all this information. I think it's definitely needed. Once again, bringing knowledge and opportunity to those in the community. That's what we want to do. Of course, this is something that's new treading grounds, for a lot of individuals. And we want to make sure that that information is there. So if it's something they want to pursue, of course, they have that information to make that clear decision to move forward or not to move forward. Yeah. Anyone else have anything else to say?
I just looked up NFT. I think it's non-fungible Token?
Non-fungible token.
Okay.
Non-fungible simply means that you can't hold it in your hand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Token.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, in terms of all the things that you said, I don't know. This one session,
Yeah.
it's almost sound like there's a lot more that you can say, but we don't have the time. So we'll definitely get you back on here
Excited.
so that we
Yes.
can talk again
Yeah,
and learn
100%.
a little
Yeah.
bit more. You know,
I would love to.
hopefully, I don't know if anybody done anything crypto so far aside from Amanda, but maybe maybe we're inspired
We can
now
all
to
get
at least
NFT together.
To break in.
Yeah.
inspired to do something, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I've been on the sideline. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Amanda's my cousin. She's always telling me about it and stuff like, Keisha, I need to get you in, But once again, it's that mindset, right? Of it's new treading grounds. It's getting comfortable. It's understanding, and that thought of, oh, my money's going to disappear. Like
Absolutely.
it's the security and all that stuff. So there is there are things that, of course, that as a individual, as a human being, we kind of have those blocks up, but we do understand that the world is shifting. That's something that we can't deny. Things are always changing. And so as I'm more enlightened, it definitely, makes me feel a lot more comfortable, even if it's a small little amount to test the waters type of situation. Yeah.
And that's what we do it for. Exactly. That's exactly it. We want to share education so people can become more and more comfortable getting into this space. So again, I'm very grateful to share this platform with you guys. I'm very grateful that you chose me to share this information. And thank you for putting this on. Thank you for everything that you're doing, because who knows what our next generation is going to look like because of the work that you three are doing. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're here to help the community make sense of their crypto dollars.
Yeah, no, this is great. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. So we're gonna sign off until next Thursday, folks. Appreciate you being here, and for all the individuals that were sending messages in, shout outs to you, and thanks for the support. All right. Until next time, have a good day and the rest of the week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.